Today I'd like to share a brand new way to quickly capture information into Workflowy using Raycast. So basically, it's a Raycast extension for Workflowy. Why did I build this? For me, Workflowy is the note-taking application that holds absolutely everything for me, where my work happens, and it's kind of always open in a browser tab, if I'm really honest. But I wanted a better way to actually capture information because there are browser extensions and there are keyboard shortcuts and things like that, but I don't always work from the browser and I don't always have it available, but I do usually need my notes and I keep track of tasks and I keep track of things that I capture, little snippets, like to put them in my inbox inside of Workflowy. And so one way to make that even easier, even when Workflowy is not open or visible on my desktop, was to make it available everywhere. And Raycast is one way to make that happen. So it also allows me to keep, like I said, not having Workflowy open all the time. I can switch across multiple applications, not break my focus, and still manage to pull information from Workflowy to reference, like maybe instructions or tasks, or mark things as complete, or even just capture items or links and send them to my inbox. So what Raycast does for me in this case is just closes that gap. It allows me to continue to use Workflowy to capture everything and also reference things without having to have it open all the time. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you some demos, and then at the end, I'll show you how to actually install it. So let's get to the exciting part first, how to capture from anywhere. So there are two main features. There are more, but the first one is quick capture. And that basically lets us save a link or text into Raycast. So let's get right to it. I'm going to show you how it works. Some very quick demos just to show you the capabilities of the extension, then show you all the different features it has. And at the end, I'll show you how to install it. Pretty simple, but I walk you through it step by step. So the first one is just quick capture. So all you need to do is open up Raycast using whatever keyboard shortcut you set. You can also set keyboard shortcuts for each one of these different commands. I'm just going to type them out so you can see. And it's this first one here, quick capture. And then I just hit tab and I can just either paste a link or some text. This is a test note and then enter. And that's it. Add it to inbox bullet. And you can set obviously where the default capture location is, but imagine you are on a different app. You're browsing through a PDF, you are watching a video, and then you get an idea, you just go quick, and then, well, actually I already had it open. So you just type whatever, hit enter, and then it's gone. So it's as simple as that. Really nice feature to use, especially if you are on your computer all the time, but you don't always have either the Workflowy app open or a browser tab open. The next one is capture item. The difference is it gives you more options. In the first one, you set a default inbox or a capture location, then you just quickly paste what you have in the clipboard or type something, hit enter, and it's gone and saved. And with capture item, you get a couple more options. Actually, let me go like this. Capture item, we can again paste whatever, but then we also have an option to choose from some different locations that are bookmarked. We can also choose some Workflowy shortcuts like today, next week. Using the calendar feature, we can add an optional note. We can't do that with the quick capture option. And then we can also choose whether to set it as a bullet or a to-do. So again, just a couple of additional features. And when you're done, you hit Command Enter on Mac, and then it's gone. So that's the second way to do it. If you want to just quickly capture whatever, you go quick, and that's it. It's gone. If you want to choose, whether it's a to-do, you want to add a note, you want to specify exactly where it goes, you can use the capture item shortcut. So that's capturing items, super quick, super simple. Not much more to say about that. The second half is finding and then doing stuff with items inside of Workflowy, not just sending things into your notes, and that is through search. So for example, we can browse a location in our Workflowy account. We can also then choose to open the original item either in the Workflowy app if we have it installed on our desktop, or open it up in the browser. And we can also complete tasks directly in Raycast. We can also uncomplete tasks directly from Raycast. So for example, I've got this one here, Raycast completion demo. I'm going to open up Workflowy here, search Workflowy, and then I'm going to look for Raycast completion demo. Now I'm going to view some additional options here because right now these are just the items. I'm going to hit Command K, and that's going to open up this menu and give us some additional options like open in a Workflowy web or mark complete. There we go. And we can see the icon has changed to indicate that this is a complete to do. All right. So what else can it do? It can search your entire account. It automatically syncs every so often your entire Workflowy account locally so that you can perform all kinds of searches and browse through your account. You can capture from any app. You can send items to today using any of those Workflowy specific shortcuts like next week, yesterday, the ones that you might already be familiar with if you use the calendar feature inside the app. Those are also available in the Raycast extension, you can also choose the destination and type, like I showed you, whether it's a note or a to-do, and specific destinations. Any bookmarked items that you've got, you can choose those. You can browse nested lists. You can browse tags. You can open shortcuts. You can save bookmarks, and you can also complete or uncomplete tasks. And like I said, you can choose whether to open items in the app or on the web. And of course, you can copy the text or links from the items that you're browsing directly from Raycast into your clipboard and then put them somewhere else. So a ton of different features, all kinds of options, depending on how you use Workflowy. I wanted to keep it as general purpose as possible. I'm sure there are other things I could have added that I didn't just because it didn't make sense to me. But let me just quickly show you what all the commands are. So if we go to one of these options here, I'm just going to go to configure extension just to show you what that looks like. And right here at the very bottom, this is probably going to be really, really small. That's okay. We've got the API key, your Workflowy API key. You can change how often the cache refreshes. By default, it refreshes every hour, but you can make that shorter for whatever reason you need to. You can also set the default capture position when you capture a link or some text, whether it appears at the top of, let's say it's the inbox, at the top of the inbox or at the bottom of the inbox. If you've got other things in there, you can also set the default capture destination, the quick capture type. Let's say you really prefer to just use Workflowy to generate to-dos. Instead of creating bullets, you can have it set to create to-dos by default instead. And then also the default location when you open up Workflowy, and then also the default destination when you open up links, whether that's the desktop app or the web app. And here we've got descriptions for each one of those in case you want to read what they all do. But that's pretty much it. Just a handful of very useful shortcuts for quickly getting things inside of your Workflowy account and then referencing things or completing tasks without having to open up your entire Workflowy account. Okay, so how do you actually set it up? First thing you need to do is install Raycast. Raycast has, for a very long time, been just a really great way to quickly open up shortcuts and run commands from various applications without having to open up the full application, like changing your music and browsing the web and capturing things and a bunch of additional little utilities and things. You can just do that without having to open up the full app. And now Workflowy is part of that family. There are some additional AI features that you can pay for if you want, but honestly, you don't need them. All you need to do is click download and install it. There is also a beta version for Windows. The extension that works with the Windows version of Raycast has not been published yet. I've already made the changes necessary, so as soon as the Raycast team is able to review that and push the code to their extension store, it should be available also for Windows. Right now, it's only available for Mac. Once you've installed Raycast, you just need to add your API key. You go to workflowy.com/API-key, you copy that, and you're going to need that, and you're going to put that in the extension settings. It's the very first thing you can ask for. And then, like I showed you, you've got a bunch of different defaults that you can choose from. By default, the cache refresh rate is once per hour, basically, but you can cut that to 30 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever the case may be, depending on your needs. You can also toggle the default capture position. It's the only one that I would honestly really mess with. And also the quick capture default destination. So if you have an inbox, set that one as the default. You can also choose what the default view location is, whether that's the desktop app if you've got it installed, or the web app if you prefer to use that. And then that's pretty much it. Once it's done, all you have to do is let it sync once. There is a command to force sync it, but I believe the first time you try to do something like capture or browse or search, it's going to notice that you have not cached the account, and it's going to automatically just perform a sync once, and then that's it. You don't need to do anything else. As always, links to where to get everything are going to be in the video description. To actually install, that's the part that I didn't show, you go to Raycast Store. You can also do this directly from the Raycast application, but this is probably just an easy way to do it. Just look for Workflowy, and there are two. It's this first one right here that's just called Workflowy. You click on Install Extension. It's going to ask for permissions to install it to your Raycast application, and then that's it. Once the latest version has been reviewed and is also compatible with Windows, you'll be able to see that right here. Like I said, unfortunately, right now, only available for the macOS version of Raycast, but that's going to change very, very soon. So that is it. Just a very quick overview of the Workflowy extension for Raycast that I wanted to show you. Like I said, there are a bunch of other features in here. If you'd like me to add something, like there's a specific feature you'd like to be able to do from Raycast, let me know and I can think about adding it in the next update. I do plan to continue updating if people are using it and getting some benefit from it. So be sure to let me know in the comments if there's something I'm missing or I didn't explain or it wasn't clear. Let me know as well and I will explain that for you. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe so you don't miss out on other projects like this one, not just for Workflowy, but other note-taking applications and just me talking about productivity in general, plus all these other crazy Vibe coding projects that I have in the works that I hope to share very soon. So yeah, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on those. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.